Okay, so what did you submit for your proof of citizenship and your parents' proof of citizenship?
Mhm. As for my parents' proof of citizenship, I submitted my birth certificate.
Hmm.
And for my proof of citizenship, I submitted a small piece of paper which is attached to my birth certificates, but it's rarely given in Russia.
Rarely given in Russia? What do you mean by that?
Not everyone has this document. But my mother, as she just told me about it, she stood a long line uh, of those who want to get this document because not, it's unnecessary.
Okay.
She stood a long line to get it. Yes, and as you can see, it's just came in hand.
Then what if someone does not have the document? Then what can they do just to prove their proof of citizenship?
I think that they can submit just a passport. Mm,
Just for copy?
yes, copy of passport.
Really? Uh, isn't it uh isn't it man as far as I know, it's not mandatory to submit their passport copy
Mhm,
to prove their proof of citizenship.
mhm.
So if they don't have the document, then they should submit their birth certificates.
Yes,
But
but
doesn't the birth
since
certificate?
uh,
Oh,
on that,
continue.
yes, on our birth certificate, there is no information about exactly
Their nationality.
your citizenship. Uh,
Doesn't your birth certificate uh the, the doesn't your certificate mention your citizenship?
mm, no, as I look at it, no,
Only
only my
only your
parents.
parents?
Mm, mhm.
Oh, okay. Does
Yes,
it
this
apply
counts.
to all? Does it apply to all Russians?
Mm,
Do you have the
I
same
think yes,
birth
but
certificate?
I think yes, but I can't speak for the whole country.
Okay.
It has different rules of yes.
Because I know Russia is huge.
Yes, yes.
So do you think in other cities they might have a different type of birth certificate?
Yes, and I know that even some birth certificates don't prove the citizenship of your parents.
Oh, really?
Yes.
In other cities?
Yes, it depends on the year of the certificate when it was um,
It should?
issued. Yes.
Oh, I see. It's very oh, it's not very convenient. Yeah, in Korea, we all have the same form,
Mm,
so we have
wow,
no
how lucky.
problem. Hmm.
Mhm.
All right, so but the point is, if your birth certificate does not mention either your citizenship or your parents' citizenship,
Mhm.
then you can submit your passport copy or your parents'
Mhm.
passport copies
Yes, right. Mhm.
to prove your citizenship or your parents' citizenship, right?
Right.
All right, good. And who wrote a letter recommendation for you?
Um, I asked our classroom teacher,
Hmm.
or whatever, to write it for me because she was the only one who knows me better than any one of our school teachers. And moreover, she knows English because she's a teacher of the English language. So
Oh,
it
is she
was
an English
not.
teacher?
Yes.
Nice. So did she write it for you in English?
Yes. Mhm.
Great. And did you make a draft for her?
I didn't make it, but I had a look on what she wrote about me just to uh, give her some offers on how to offers what to add
Mm-hmm.
about me, but I didn't change her opinion about me.
I
So,
see.
mhm.
And how long did it take to get it from her?
Maybe 2 weeks,
2
because
weeks. Mm.
yes, I asked her in quite a busy period of time in September, because all schools and universities in Russia start their studying in
Mhm.
September.
I
So,
see.
mhm.
But that's not too long though. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Hmm. And you said you have work experience. What about extracurricular activities during high school?
Mhm. Um, well, I was a volunteer at our regional organization of volunteering. I don't know how to call it, but
So do
um,
you have a volunteer experience?
yes. Mm.
Okay.
It was connected with helping homeless animals.
Oh, stray
And
stray dogs, stray cats.
yes,
Did you like feed them?
we also visited mm, those shelters for homeless animals, and uh, bought them food, or we not only bought it, but also organized some um, activity in our school and
Mhm.
gathered money
Oh, I
there.
see.
So, yes.
Yeah, so you did some
Uh,
fundraising too.
mhm.
Nice. Oh, did you mention it in your personal statement as well?
um, yes, I just mentioned. I didn't tell anything in details, just told that I volunteered, and I think it was enough. Uh, as for other activities, I was a student of a school about journalism. Not not about journalism, but we studied an art of um, writing some poems and stories.
So back in high school, were you interested in journalism as well as
Mm,
Korean?
yes, and I was also some kind of a reporter for
Mhm.
our school newspaper. Mm,
I see.
so
That's why you chose media communication for
yes,
your first on your first try.
yes.
Mhm. Okay, but how did you know about Korean and Korean language? Did you start studying Korean back in high school?
Actually, I started studying Korean when I failed. Uh, that's
First try?
the first try, yes. Just because I also thought that I lacked the knowledge of of the Korean language. That's why they did not accept me. And as I started learning it, I got into it as as, as I may say like that. And um, I felt that uh, being a teacher or a translator from Korean into Russian would suit me better
Oh,
than yes.
okay. So, the f- I guess the first try gave you some lessons and motivate you to start studying Korean
Yes,
and
correct.
showed you another opportunity
Yes,
career-wise, right? You realize that, oh, you wanna be a translator
yes,
and you wanna study more about Korean language. That's good.
yes, you're
That's good.
totally right.
Overall,
Mhm.
it turned out well for you. Okay, and did you receive any awards during your high school years?
Yes, sure. I was also a participant of Olympiads on school subjects,
Okay.
some kind of contests.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and uh, awards from them, and also awards from conferences, um, mathematical ones, but I didn't apply them. Uh, and from the conferences related to the Russian language and literature.
Oh, I see.
Mhm.
All right. Did you also mention it in your personal statement?
I didn't mention them, I just applied them. Mhm.
Oh, did you just write it in your application?
Mhm. Yes,
Okay. All right. Now let's talk about GKS, the GKS interview.
yes.
Did you have an online or in-person interview?
An online interview because of Corona.
Okay, the
Mhm.
COVID-19. And how many interviewers were there?
Three interviewers, two ethnic Korean women. I could just discern that they were ethnic because of their Russian accent, and
Oh,
a
okay. So
Korean
they're
man.
Korean Russian.
Mhm.
So two Korean
And
Russian women and one Korean man, right? Right. And how long was the interview?
maybe 10 minutes,
10
but
minutes.
it was much shorter than
The
the
other
first. Right? Yes.
the first try?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Were you the only interviewee?
Yes.
And how was the atmosphere during the interview?
Quite weird. Uh, Maybe it only I felt it, but since they asked me to answer their questions in Korean, and at that time my speaking Korean was just um, on the bottom, um, I could not just explain and answer in detail to
Hmm.
their questions. So I felt quite odd. Mm.
Do you remember some interview questions you received?
Um, yes, I remember I even wrote them down after the
Okay.
interview. Well, I'm looking at them now. First, they asked me to introduce myself simply. Mm, then, mm, then there was quite a strange question from a Korean man. He asked me whether it was me who wrote the study plan in Korean, because I wrote personal statement in English and my study plan in Korean. And he was
Oh,
doubtful
really?
that it was yes.
Oh, what made you do
Um,
that?
just I wanted to show them my skills in Korean. That not only my topic level, I think it gives no of an impression of my skills. So I decided to write my study plan.
Then why did you
Yeah.
not write your personal statement in Korean as well?
Because personal statement, I consider it's as a detailed explanation of your personality and of your wishes, uh, your goals. It's much harder
Oh,
for
okay.
me. So study plan was um, easier.
Okay. So you wrote your personal statement in English and
Mhm.
your study plan in Korean.
Yes,
So, and did
right.
he ask you if you really wrote your study plan?
Yes.
So did you get some proofreading?
No,
Did you ask some, did you ask
I
someone to
just
proofread your study plan? No?
no. I just said that yes, it was me, and that's all. Yes.
Oh,
And they also and the same that Korean man also asked me whether I really took a topic test. Yes, it was a real question. I haven't imagined it. I was
that's such a
confused,
weird
really.
that's such a weird question. You proved your topic score.
Yes, and there is my identification number on it. I mean, not as if my number on
Registration
it, but
number?
that's number for yeah registration number for topic.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
he could just type it on the website of topic and um, make sure that I really
What a
do it.
weird question.
Mhm. And also they asked me some general questions on why I chose exactly that major, whether I like the Korean language and Korean literature. Yes,
Did they know you? It was your second try?
yes, they knew, but they didn't ask me anything about it.
Okay.
Mhm.
Right then. Mm, then do you think you after the interview, do you think I did a good job during the interview?
No, I I was down after the
Feel that
interview.
again? Well, but you made it.
Yes, and
Hmm.
I was quite surprised that I could get accepted after that interview. Really, it was really weird.
It was weird.
Hmm.
But what about the first interview on your first try? Do you think it
Hmm.
was successful?
Yes, but after the interview, um I can only remember the feeling of my answers. They were quite childish. I
Hmm.
um, wasn't exact in my answers, but the questions of the interviewers were quite interesting.
Okay.
They were related to my personal statement.
Mhm.
Um, yes, they just wanted to know me in details.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So after you did not make it to the GKS program on your first try, did you not want to go to a university in Russia right away?
No, I have a principle. Uh, whether I study at a good quality university or I just wait for the opportunity to study at a good quality university and don't go anywhere. And since just to study at that good university, you have to pay quite a big amount of money. and my parents could not just afford that. So, and I didn't want to burden them with it. Mm, so I just started earning money for the second try.
So after the first experience, you decide to do some work, right? Part-time work.
Yes.
All right. And what are some tips to ace an interview?
Hmm. To answer the questions much more confident than me, and maybe also uh, learn some Korean and try to answer the questions in Korean, because as I've heard, the interviewers they give you some points, um, and if you answer in Korean, they give you more points than as if you answered in English.
So did you have a chance to answer their questions in Korean as well?
They asked me to do this just from the beginning because I had a topic and they thought that I'm quite good in Korean. But
So did you do your self-introduction in Korean?
yes,
Mm, okay. And did Korea University or Yonsei or Busan National University interview as well?
no,
No? Okay. They just did the document screening.
yes.
All right. And now let's talk about the entry to South Korea, self-quarantine, and life in Korea.
Mhm.
So after being selected, how long did it take for you to get a visa?
Um, Surprisingly, only one day. Just
Wow,
yes, but
super
uh,
fast.
but our embassy has lots of rules and lots of conditions on
Mhm.
what documents you should present them. And as I counted, then I presented them 14 different documents.
14. How did you prepare everything in one day?
Not in one day. I prepared them since the end of December until the end of January. Yes, and
Did you like,
they just issued me in one day.
so are you saying they issued your visa first and then ask you to submit the 14 documents
No, 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 I
afterwards?
didn't. No, no. You have to submit all of the documents, or in other case, they won't issue a visa.
Okay. So how
Mhm.
then it took some time for you to prepare all of them.
Yes, a month at
A
least.
month.
Mhm. I was waiting for the documents from my language university. Mm,
Okay, then
sorry.
then that means it took more than a month to get a visa,
Yes,
including the prep time. Although the
yes.
embassy issued your visa in only one day, but
Mhm.
you spent a month preparing all the documents. So
Yes, because
then
I was waiting for them.
yeah, so that means you had to spend more than a month
Mhm.
getting a visa, I would say. That's a long time. How much did it cost to arrive in Korea, US dollar, in US dollar?
To arrive in Korea.
Like the
Um,
visa preparation, to
mhm.
prepare the 14 documents, how much did you spend?
Hmm. Well, quite a hard question just because uh, for visa, there's also one document related to um, an evidence of you not having a tuberculosis, and
Hmm.
it costed me quite much.
A
Yes.
lot of money?
Yes.
How much was it?
Hmm?
Russian money, it should be fine. How much was it?
In Russian money, 8,000 and a half, but $115. Yes.
115. Okay.
And then other documents. I think that overall costed me 150 or a little bit more. Just again because of transportation cost. Mm,
Oh, so the total amount of money you spent for GKS is quite a lot.
mhm, yes.
But did you cover everything with the money you earned uh working for part-time?
Yes, yes. It They were all my money. I did not ask my parents to do this,
Wow,
to cover for me. Yes.
so proud of you.
Thank you.
You're so strong, just like the bullet you made.
Yeah, a good comparison.
Hmm. And the water must bring items to Korea, you think?
Mhm. First, I would advise to bring money, just because you don't receive a scholarship straight away as you arrive to Korea. It will take
Yeah.
2 weeks at least to
Oh, two
make all
weeks.
documents. Yes, to open a bank account and
Mm,
all. Yes, so
yeah.
maybe 500 of dollars, maximum.
Okay.
Yes, and another item maybe medicaments.
Mm,
Just as I've also heard that it's quite hard to get medicaments without a doctor's prescription, and in Russia it's really easy to get anything, almost anything you want.
hmm.
Yes.
Okay. So bring some medicine.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And how long did you self-quarantine?
Only 1 week.
1 week. Where did you self-quarantine?
In Cheongju city,
Cheongju? Hmm.
it's maybe 2 hours ride from Seoul.
Hmm.
Um, yes, I
Oh,
quarantined in a guest house.
guest house. Okay. Uh, who picked you up at the airport?
Um, there was a man appointed to all of the GKSU students, and he picked all of us up. Uh, it's every day we arrived at 3 different days, all of us. Yes, he picked us. Mm.
Okay, so did he bring you to the quarantine facility?
Yes.
I see. And how was the quarantine?
Mm, it was quite boring.
How was the food?
Food, quite okay.
Quite
There
boring.
were there were doshirak. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But
Yeah.
are you not a picky person? So did you eat
No,
everything?
I'm not. Yes,
Okay.
I ate everything.
Okay. Do you even like Korean food?
Yes, yes, really. Especially
Okay.
all those stews, tigre, something.
Mm,
Mhm.
I see. And is your monthly allowance enough to live in Korea?
Mm, yes, and I even managed to save some money up.
Nice.
Mhm.
I guess
And even travel.
that's great. I guess you don't really spend much money like buying clothes and You don't, yeah, you don't, I guess you don't spend a lot of time shopping. Good. And let's talk about the Korean language study program. Um,
Mhm.
how far is Daegu University away from Seoul?
Daegu University, well, even though it's called Daegu University, it's located in Gyeongsan, actually, and from here, maybe it's 4 hours rides by train to Seoul and 1 hour and a half by KTX.
Hmm, okay.
So, mhm.
Hmm. The KTX is a bullet train, so yeah.
Yes,
So an hour and a half is not bad.
yes,
All
but
right,
expensive.
it is. And how is the language program, and how are the Korean teachers at the university?
Mhm. I am quite grateful that I'm studying at lang that I'm going through this language program because I have an opportunity to travel right now. I have a free time.
Hmm.
As for Korean language teachers, uh, they're so nice and cute, and they managed to teach us all that those huge amounts of materials on the Korean language, and at the same time, they tell us about the Korean culture, the news, the Korean people, and about themselves even.
Wow.
And yes, and they always encourage you. They just make you speak, and this is quite helpful. Uh,
Yeah, very nice. I've heard a lot of good things about uh, Daegu University's Korean language program and their teachers.
yes.
Yeah, through other GKS scholars already. Nice. And how is it studying Korean?
Mm, well, it's not that hard for me for the present, just because maybe because I had already started learning it before coming here,
Right.
and currently I'm studying on the level 5, and I can say that I'm going through any difficulties.
Hmm.
I'm doing quite fine.
So,
But uh,
go on.
since I lack practice in speaking, this is the main problem,
Okay.
actually.
So, what's your aimed topic score?
A minimum 5, just because of my major. Yes,
Okay.
but I would like to get 6 level.
So, is it mandatory for you to obtain a topic level 5 to
Yes,
study at Korea University?
yes, because it's Korean language and literature major. Yes, they require it, demand.
But it's usually topic level 3 to study at a
Yes,
university. But in your
yes,
case, because you chose Korean language and literature,
yes.
so
And maybe
mm,
it's also because my major program will be totally in Korean. So,
oh,
yes.
okay, study hard, fighting.
Yes, I see.
All right, two more questions. What are your plans after finishing your bachelor's program?
Mhm. Well, I would like to proceed to study a master's degree to get it.
In Korea?
And yes, in
Korea?
Korea. Yes.
Then you can apply for GKS again.
Yes, I suppose so. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, why not?
Um, and after that, I would like to enter some college related to translations, so that
Mm.
I will be a specialist on synchronous translating.
In Russia?
Mm, in Korea.
In Korea. Okay,
Mhm, mhm.
nice. All right. Would you please say a few encouraging words to our studying Korea dreamers?
Sure. Um, just be always persistent in
Mhm.
everything you ever do. Because even though the results doesn't come out as smoothly as you'd like it to,
Mhm.
you just you just mm, need to go ahead, and yes, and you get everything you want.
Talk to them in Russian.
Hmm?
Why don't you talk to them in Russian?
In Russian.
Yeah, because you seem like you want to say something more.
Well, yes. Just because my thoughts are a little bit scattered
Okay.
because my laptop is running out of battery.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes, but
Don't you have a charger?
yes,
Oh, all right.
I have.
Anyway, the point is be persistent
Yes, be
and
persistent.
keep
Yes,
keep fighting
and
until you can make it.
yes, never ever give up.
Yeah. Even for you, it was your second try getting selected for GKS.
Yes,
You did not give up. You did not go to
yes,
school. You did not go to college right away. You work part time, and you earn money so that you do not have to be dependent on your parents.
yes,
And then with your all the money you earned, and you spent them preparing for GKS, and you
yes,
became a stronger woman, and you made it. Yeah. Then anything anyone can do, just as you did. All right.
Mm.
All right. That's it. Thank you very much for your time and sharing all the valuable experiences with me and our Southern Korea dreamers.
Thank you for inviting me for the interview. Yes.
No problem. Okay, good
Mhm.
luck on your career and study.
Yes.
I'll
Thank
keep my
you.
fingers crossed for you. Okay,
Thank you.
that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Now, enjoy your stay.